Oh yeah, that reminds me. You know how my sister went to go take to like go get me, or she went to go buy bread. And we went to that place. But then after that, we decided to go to the mall after to go like hang out and stuff and chill. And I saw a clown. There was a clown that was just juggling bowling pins on a fire hydrant with a unicycle. The most entertaining stuff I've ever seen. Oh, but I showed one of my teachers that, and apparently she also saw him, and he was just walking down the interstate with the unicycle, which I thought that was hilarious. But I'm just wondering, does he like do that often? I wanted to go up and like just talk to him or something. But you know, behind a Target at night, dressed up as a clown with the unicycle and bowling pins. Like, I don't think that's like the best place to try and talk to someone. I think it could have gone pretty well. Honestly, see no downsides. I see no reason why you should be afraid of that at all. Also, have you guys seen the iVision Pros and stuff? And like how people are already starting to walk around like it's completely normal already. I saw someone said that they should be banned because, okay, I somewhat agree, because people are straight up driving with these things and you can be distracted. It's pretty much like being on your phone. Just you know, you can still look up and stuff. So I think that you should, unless legally blind, because, okay, hear me out with the legally blind thing. I saw this one video and it was this guy that was legally blind, but he was talking about the iVision Pro thing. And I don't really have an interest in the iVision Pro stuff. I mean, I guess it's a cool concept, but that would be the last thing that I'd be caught wearing is basically just a VR headset in real life. So I didn't find too much interest in it, but I thought this was really interesting, and I can't believe that they skipped on marketing it this way, because I feel like there'd be a lot more positive feedback on it if they marketed it, but I feel like they could have gotten a lot more like people being happier with it. Or not giving it as harsh of a rating, like, oh, this is dumb because all it's doing is making like our attention spans worse and stuff. Because think of it, people just straight up using these things just to have Subway Surfers on, like on the bottom of their vision 24/7. I think that'd be hilarious. You're in a boring board meeting, boom, iVision Pros. But you get in trouble for that, but you know. He explained that people that are blind, most people that are blind, don't have 100% of their vision gone. It's just kind of most of it. Like, they have like very little vision. So basically, I can't exactly remember what he said because it was a while ago that I watched this, but he was able to see things through the iVision Pro because they put it right up to your eye. So everything's like, you're able to see things through what little vision you have because it's so close to your face. So I think like if you're legally blind, then yeah, you should be able to wear them. I don't even know what to think with people that aren't legally blind and already wearing these all around public. I don't think I would ever be able to do that. I think it's just showing like kind of like where everything's and everyone is heading. Cause like what these, oh God. I can only imagine. Like, okay, if I were to get these, the most I would pretty much use them for is probably watching stuff just around the house. But even then, I feel like having stuff that close to your eye wouldn't be so great for your eye health. Like, screens that you already have are damaging enough to your eyes because of like, I don't know, blue something. I don't care enough. To where they already kind of hurt your eyes, and they can. Oh, so, you know, I was saying earlier how I usually have I have a story for everything. Like, someone will bring something up, and then that's my cue to say, that reminds me of this one time. I wonder if there's any dolphins out here. That reminds me of this one time. So basically, we were talking yesterday, and some of us were talking about like some school experiences or something. I don't know, it went everywhere. That conversation went everywhere. One school experience that I had, most of my experiences are just experiences that I've observed. I haven't really been a part of them too much. I just, you know, observe a lot. And that's how I get all my stories from. Oh, it was my freshman year of high school. So basically, I had second lunch. And second lunch at my school, we only have 2 lunches. There's first lunch and then there's second lunch. I had second lunch. I've always had second lunch so far. I'm probably gonna have first lunch next year though, which is unfortunate. But basically, if you're in second lunch, you have a chance of getting like seconds. Like if they have any leftover food, they'll be like, oh, leftover food, come get like whatever you want. And so we had birthday dinner, which basically birthday dinner consists of hot dogs, curly fries, ice cream. And so I actually kind of really liked the hot dogs at school. And whenever everyone had gotten what they wanted, obviously I wouldn't do this if there's other people that were in line. But I decided, I took it upon myself and I'm like, hey, whatever you have left over that no one wants, give it to me. And they had quite a bit left over. So basically, I had so many hot dogs on me. I had a bag just filled with hot dogs. My pockets were filled. I had hot dogs in my hands. Like, I had a, you know, I was a hot dog person. In my next class, that was right after my lunch, was my gym class. So I walk into my gym class, and I just have these hot dogs. I'm just like, I have hot dogs. Does anyone want any? Because first lunch, kids don't get the option to have, like, seconds or anything. Surprise, surprise, no one wanted the Lint hot dogs. But basically, and also, I wouldn't have done this either. I feel like I need to preface that if no one would have taken these hot dogs, then basically they would have just gone to waste. But basically, if no one eats what's left over, it just goes in the trash. So basically, in this gym class, for like that entire day, we were supposed to have a free day because we always had like free days on Wednesdays and stuff. We usually have birthday dinners on Wednesdays. But we all just pretty much ran around the gym with these hot dogs, and everyone was like sword fighting with the hot dogs, and everyone was just like throwing them around and stuff. They were taking them out of the buns. Teacher wasn't too impressed by this or amused, but we cleaned up pretty well. It's not like we were like smushing them into the floor or anything to where it's like impossible to remove or something. Why didn't they add baby zombies? What was the point in that? Why didn't they, like, if they added baby zombies, why didn't they add baby variants of other stuff? Don't give them ideas, I'm sorry. But why didn't they add, like, baby skeletons or baby, nope, no, I don't want to put baby phantoms in their heads. Phantoms were a mistake enough as it is. Why did we choose that? I don't think I was there for that mob vote, and I wasn't there for a few mob votes because I was very unaware of what it was at that time. I feel like the mob vote was a good idea in hindsight, but I feel like the way that they execute them is kind of ass. With like the whole like only adding one. Like, okay, I get you can't add so much in one update. It could be overwhelming for some people, Henry. But yeah, I understand. It can be too much for one person at a time. Definitely would be for a lot of people, especially people that prefer like straight vanilla and not any modded things whatsoever. So yeah, I do understand that. But as I said before, they did plan on adding certain mobs from the mod boats in at a different time. Like, they've done that with one mob so far, and they are using that as proof. Like, okay, not really? But it just kind of sucks, because some people, you know, it kind of pins everyone against each other for, like, a while. I will be honest, I do kind of enjoy mob votes. I did not vote this year, though. I will be honest, I did not vote. And I think that's, like, I don't think my sister did either. But I do kind of enjoy the mob votes, but it's only because I like to see what they can come up with, not because of the way that it just is. But I wouldn't have that much of an issue with it if they actually added them sometime after. Like, they've done it with one mob and just used that as proof. It was confirmed, yes. People that mod and stuff, it's easier to mod, like, a simple feature, or not simple, but it's easier to mod things like that using, like, just modding it than it is to actually add it into the game as, like, a vanilla thing. Yeah, I understand that. Literally my only problem is that they just don't add it later on. I feel like since they added, like, the Kraken, like, I don't know if that was actually what it was called, but it was, like, supposed to be this hostile mob that looked like the squid, I think. And it was supposed to be, like, very aggressive or something, you know, just, like, something for the water. And I think it was in the first mob vote. I think the first mob vote was the only one that I wasn't there for. But that would have been an amazing thing to add during the aquatic update. But they didn't. I think the mob vote would actually be good if they just added it later on in the game. Other than that, I don't know. Don't really have too much of an opinion on it, honestly. Mostly because I don't play vanilla too much, now that I think about it. I mostly just play modded. But with things like this, I don't really mess around with mobs that really, you know, that are new, that are just introduced. Like, holy shit, I was so excited for the camel. I'm pretty sure the camel's already out. I was so excited for the camel. Have not even like gone into a world to test it, to even look at it or see it or anything. Whenever they announced the camel and like how 2 people would be able to ride it and it has dash ability and everything, I was so excited. I was I was so excited, and I kept ranting about it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cool having 2 people like ride the same animal at once. And then whenever it actually came out, I just didn't care enough. I don't know why. I hope I find one. You know, I wish Minecraft had lore. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that the like Minecraft community comes up with the lore themselves, because I feel like, you know, kind of brings the community together and also just has a bunch of great ideas. But also it'd be kind of cool to, you know, have official stuff. Oh yeah, the Minecraft movie. I forgot that's coming out. Nah, Jennifer Coolidge's gonna be in that. I feel like she's gonna be like a guest. I keep seeing people put her as like different mobs for the Minecraft movie. Dude, okay, you know what I'm most disappointed at? I'm so excited for a Minecraft movie, but also I'm disappointed that they decided to make it live action instead of animated. You know, it's kind of a block world. You're very limited just because of that. I feel like you could do so much more with if you just did it animated, or even, you know, something that wasn't real. Oh, have you guys seen this one guy? I don't know his username or anything on TikTok, but he has like, there's like a bunch of Minecraft mobs. There's like an Enderman. I think there was a ghast. I don't know. I haven't seen it in so long. He made like this whole story and everything. And there was like an Enderman. I think his name was like Edward or something. I'm not sure. It's so intriguing. And there's like the player that's like killing all of them and stuff. And I forget. I need to rewatch it because I completely forget what was like the whole purpose of it. But I think it's really interesting. I made a tweet about AI once. It was about how they made hands. And I think it's so fucking funny how people struggle with hands the most. And then AI over there also struggling with hands. I'm so sick of it getting dark early, but then whenever I wake up to go to school at like 6 a.m., it's also still really dark. I can't see anything. I can't see like a foot in front of me. And I think if the sun is too tired to be up right now, I should not be up right now. And that's how I will forever stand. My shock is that basically I feel like school at this point is just daycare, because it's scientifically proven, scientifically speaking, but it is scientifically proven to be absolute ass for you to wake up at 6 a.m. and do stuff like learn, because your brain isn't awake and isn't working until like 9. So in my personal opinion, school should start at 9. And it would probably start at 9 if people just didn't use school as a fucking daycare. And also have like adults also have a reasonable schedule for work. Because then at that point you wouldn't even need to, you know? Fix the work schedule and then all is good in life. I want to try speedrunning one day. That's going to turn out absolutely awful. I can only imagine. Me trying to speedrun, I'll die like every 2 seconds. I'll be like the slowest speedrunner imaginable. I'm gonna submit it to the speedrun forums, and they're just gonna be like, were you doing this shit on purpose? Like, I remember the day I streamed Stray before. It was like an 8-hour stream. My god, was that a terrible stream. I was dying, bro. I didn't even finish the game. My power went out before I even could, and I just gave up. The same day that Stray came out, there was already speedrunners. How do you speedrun a game you have never played before? Oh, I've been trying to get into anime. That's something. It's not really working. I don't know. I just don't understand it, I guess. I mean, I've been watching the complete wrong genre in anime defense. Like, I'm not too much into romance, but every time I ask for recommendations on anime with people that I know in real life, they always give me like some sort of romance anime. And I'm not into romance. And so I think that's mostly my problem. I'm not too sure. Probably. I'm more into action and stuff. So maybe if I can find something that has, I don't know, something more. I mean, I've watched a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen with some of my friends whenever they were watching it, and I don't think it's that bad. My Hero Academia is just way too long for me. Or I want to watch the movies. That's what I want to do, because I feel like My Hero Academia for me doesn't have enough action. Like whenever it does, it's really good. But you know, it's just a lot of high school life and stuff. And I'm not really interested in that either. I think the premise of the story is really interesting, but just, I don't know. I feel like I'm very impatient whenever it comes to getting to, I don't know, ass-kicking parts. But if I find a good anime, I'm definitely watching it. Dude, I find it cool at night whenever my lights are off and everything, and I try and move my blankets because my dogs will be laying on them, and I'll be like, mine. If I try and move my blanket, there's like static that I can see. Like I can see the actual sparks, and I think that's pretty cool. My sister also thinks it's pretty cool. I never really believed in any of the, you know, the classic like kid stuff, like the, oh, I believe in Santa Claus, I believe in the Tooth Fairy. Never really believed in stuff like that. It's not like that my parents didn't want me to, or like they, you know, said straight up like, oh, they're not real, or like, you know. No, they used to put presents with Santa Claus name on it and everything, but I just, you know, never really believed in it. I would kind of play along. Like, I would, you know, we'd make cookies for him or whatever. I knew it was my parents. But there was this one time, I remember, there was, I didn't believe in the Tooth Fairy either. I never believed in stuff like that, any of it, and my parents, I lost a tooth, and my parents, they forgot or something. Also, I want to know, how do parents like sneak their hands under your pillow just to take the tooth and then replace it with money? I always wondered how they did that without waking you. I complained to them about it. Mostly only pretending to believe in the Tooth Fairy because, you know, free money. So, obviously, I'm gonna be like, hey, where my money at? So, my dad goes, oh, I'll call her. I'm like, ah. Okay. And so he quote unquote calls the Tooth Fairy, and I get money that same exact moment. I go back into my room and he's like, she said that she put money down and took your tooth, and I'm like, okay, swag. And I got money. Yay. My parents have never like, it's always been like quarters, or, you know, not a full dollar bill, not a crisp Benjamin Franklin. I gotta research something. Wait, hold on. What is the $1 bill? Who is on the $1 bill? Okay, I'm sorry. George Washington. My bad. Who did I say? I said fucking Benjamin Franklin. Who the fuck is Benjamin Franklin? Benjamin Franklin? Oh my god, that decrepit looking dude? Money. Is he on money? He's the $100 bill? No wonder I didn't get a fucking crisp Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin on my fucking pillow. Who's giving their child no, don't answer that. I don't want to know. But I did not get that George Washington on my pillow. He never showed up. I always got like a few quarters. Bro, I figured out that people be getting like $10 for losing their teeth. Dude, if I got $10, I would have no teeth right now. You wanna know how? It's like, what? You got like 20-something teeth in your mouth? I'm gonna be rolling in it. I don't even know anymore. Oh, there was also this one time, I remember, I wanted to get money. So I'm like, how? I didn't even have a reason to get it because I wasn't planning on buying anything or anything. So I was at school, and at the school, on the playground, they had like these rocks. They had like these little pebble rocks, and I found one, and it was like a small tiny little white rock, and I go, huh, this kind of looks like a molar. So I go up to my teacher. I'm like, teacher, I lost a tooth. She's like, that is not a tooth. I'm like, ow. So I just put it back down, and I'm like, okay. And that did not work. I mean, hey, it might have if she was like, I don't know, was like old enough to not had her glasses on. Maybe she would have fell for it. I used to love to play in the rocks. Dude, no, I was so lonely as a kid. Still lonely now. But I was so lonely as a kid. Every time for recess, I wouldn't hang out with anyone. I would just sit under one of the play sets and just play in the rocks. That's all I would do. It's either that or I just swung on the swings. I would not play with anyone. I never played tag with anyone. I never did anything like, literally anything. I did not hang out with people. Dang, my life has really always been like this. I never really had friends growing up now that I think about it.